Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to Count Your Blessing. This is Kuku Anda. Today I want to share something I call burden bearers with you. Like I keep saying, on this planet that we find ourselves in, we are not without challenges. Like at a point in time, everyone will go through a phase of troubles or challenges or trials, anyhow you choose to call it. And these trials are that is not to break us, but then it's to let the best of us come out. And for us to come out successfully, it will depend on two major things. First, it's your personal attitude. And the second thing is the attitude of the people that surrounds you. So for the purposes of today's talk, I would want to define a burden bearer as somebody who stands with you in your trials, in your troubles, somebody who sticks to you and then helps you pull through. You know, we are social beings, and as social beings, we need each other. And so it was for Naomi and Ruth. I think their story is the perfect picture of who a burden bearer should be. So Naomi is Ruth's mother-in-law, and both of them lost their husbands. And at a point when Naomi saw that she's alone in Moab, she decided to return to Israel. And Ruth is a young girl. She married, her husband has died, but then she could still have thought of herself. You know, they didn't have any children. And then her mother in law wants to go back to the home country. The mother in law is actually forcing her to go back to her parents' house. And Ruth says no. Why would Ruth want to say no? Because Ruth sees the mother in law and then she sees somebody who has not just lost her children but also her husband. She's basically alone now. And when Ruth analyzes how Naomi is going to fare in Israel, she doesn't see anything other than she Ruth sacrificing her life to be with Naomi. And you know, that is who burden bearers are. Most of the time, burden bearers have their own problem, but then they sacrifice themselves to make others happy. Carrying someone else's burden is a very, very difficult thing. Very difficult because most of the time, you too, you have your personal burdens. And so it needs a lot of work and then a lot of commitment to do this. We see another example of a burden bearer in the life of Hannah. So Hannah is a woman who was struggling to have a child. And her husband, Elkanah, for me, is one of the perfect burden bearers in the Bible. See, Elkanah had another wife, and she was giving birth. And for me, that means that Elkanah could have chosen to ignore Hannah, but it's not so. As a matter of fact, Elkanah could look into Hannah's eyes and tell Hannah why she was crying, and if he Elkanah wasn't better off than 10 sons. And I mean, how what would a man do for him to have that um strength to tell the woman that am I not better than 10 sons? What was he doing for Hannah? That he wasn't expecting Hannah to be sad because she didn't have children. For me, I read that passage and I see a man who was trying his very best to take the pain of barrenness from the wife. And that is what a burden bearer does. You know, a burden bearer takes the pain that someone else is going through and then makes it their own pain. When God wanted to come down as man, he needed players, and one of them was Mary. And Mary needed a burden bearer in Joseph. And Joseph's assignments to Mary was so critical that when he decided that he wasn't going to marry Mary again because he thought he found her pregnant, God had to let an angel intervene in his dream. And I think about this story and I ask myself, why would God do that? Why would God need necessarily force or like make sure that Joseph is integrated into that plan? Because Mary couldn't have done it alone. Mary needed a shoulder to lean on. She would need that help that Joseph offered. She would need the direction that Joseph offered. Joseph was Mary's burden bearer in the plan of Christ. And well, talking about Christ, it reminds me that even when he grew and he was on the way to the cross, he needed a burden bearer. And at a point, the soldiers around Jesus saw that if they don't get Jesus a burden bearer, probably he wouldn't even get to the cross. And so they had to force another person, Simon of Cyrene, to come and carry Jesus' cross. So you see, everybody needs somebody who will share in their burden. Probably if Joseph or Cyrene hadn't taken Jesus' cross, maybe he wouldn't even have made it to the cross. He probably would have maybe died under the weight of the cross, and that was not his destination. I want to ask, how many of us have watched people crash down under the weight of their burdens? How many of us have stood and watched people go through crisis and we never cared because we thought, well, this is not our issue. You know, in our generation, we are thought to be self-centered. We are selfish in every way. Everybody is thinking about me, my family, and everything that I stands for. But we have to learn to make people's issues our issues and look beyond us. Look at what is happening to people around us and where we can fit in. Sometimes, just like the soldiers who were around Jesus, sometimes we may not even be the perfect fit to help the situation, but we know somebody who knows somebody who can definitely stand in and be a burden bearer for people. But then we keep quiet and then we watch on. Today, I just want to challenge us that we should help each other. Find somebody who needs your help. Sometimes it's not really financial help. Sometimes people just need someone who they can talk to, someone who will share ideas with, someone they can confide in who will not judge them. You know, just be an available somebody who somebody can just contact and share their pain that they are going through. Some of these suicidal issues may even become less if we avail ourselves to help people and then ease people's burden. Thank you for watching. My name is Kukwa, and this has been Count Your Blessing. Bye.